You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Old Capmeister here. We have a request. If you got a request, go to assholeconsulting.com, and I, the world's only professional asshole, will answer your question as long as you got money. Hi, Mr. Clary. I'm having trouble landing a decent job. I graduated from San Diego State with a degree in aerospace engineering back in 2018. I did well in most of my engineering classes, but I'm nowhere near a straight A student. I took 5 years to graduate and had a 2.8 overall. All right, that's okay. Guys, I know GPA in the long term don't matter, but early on it does. You either get a 3.0 or you go home. All right, so you didn't work hard enough. I know aerospace engineering that's a tough degree. You need to get a 3.0. I would almost go back to college and take some fluff classes to get your GPA higher. I cannot find a job in a field or anywhere close. There doesn't seem to be many companies looking specifically for novice aerospace engineers. The few people I do see hired tend to be females because of the affirmative action requirements. I did work as a estimator project manager for a company. I won't identify you too much. In Los Angeles for a year. I made $85,000 plus a $5,000 bonus, but I hated that job. Oh, I would calculate the cost of doing a project, but would have to answer to a boomer who doesn't like the format of my Excel spreadsheet. All right, I take it back. I understand. I was there. I had a boomer one time saying, I don't like the shade of gray on this chart because I printed off a chart. I'm like, what the? You don't like the shade of gray on the chart? Look at the effing numbers, you moron. I was laid off last July and have been hopping from shitty job to shitty job and barely scraping by since, but at least I live on my own. I've received some offers from other companies in the industry. They generally want me to move to a liberal city, pay a flat salary, and work me 6 to 7 days a week. Then every time a project ends, either lay me off or move me to another city. I have no interest in doing that. I now live in Phoenix, and I like the area and what it offers, but I work as a call center agent at a place making $15 an hour. I am very passionate. Okay, here's where you give me your millennial bullshit. Here's where you go millennial on me and tell me what you would like. This is where you tell the world what you would like. No one gives a shit what you like or what you're... No, when I'm president, when I'm king, I will ban the use of the word passionate for anyone under 50. Nobody under 50 can use that word because y'all don't know what it means. Very passionate about all things firearms. I'm getting into precision shooting. I would love to somehow be involved in firearms manufacturing industry, but I'm running into the same problem. There doesn't seem to be any jobs that I qualify for. Most job postings for manufacturing engineers make it clear they want someone with years of experience. The few jobs I do qualify for are just black holes for resumes. I search the internet and apply for a lot of different jobs in different industries and locations, but over the years, I haven't gotten a single callback, let alone a job offer. I feel like each year that I don't find a suitable job, I'm falling further and further behind in other engineers for gaining the experience. How would you recommend that I find gainful employment that isn't soul crushing? There is no non-soul crushing jobs. None. I have at least 2, arguably 3 videos out there called All Jobs Suck. Search it on my YouTube channel. Look, I can't be too angry at you because I know your parents and your teachers and everyone lied to you. Which is, by the way, like the first third of this book is how boomers lied to the millennials. All right? And you got to get this through your head, kid. The world is not wrong. You're wrong. And the reason isn't anything moral or immoral about you being wrong or ethically wrong. It's that you've been misled and fed a bunch of bullshit and lies about how the real world works. The real world sucks. You got to work jobs you don't like. You got to go to places you don't like. And that's about the best that happens. And it's not that you're whiny, but it was that you were misled to like, well, I didn't like this job. It sucked. I hated it. Yeah, jobs suck. That's why they pay you. Stop acting like some suburbanite chick that expect to have like flowers and puppies and unicorns. It's going to be great and wonderful. Have an espresso. We'll talk at the water cooler. Okay, everybody. Okay, I'm having a meeting now. We're going to talk about diversity and inclusion. I've brought in a speaker. Okay, and we're gonna have breakouts. No, that's reserved for charity hires and psychopaths who ultimately are super depressed because they know their job is bullshit and worthless. All right, for the rest of us that get to work in the real world, you gotta go to where the money is. You gotta take the opportunities you can. And given you mailed it in with your your GPA, I'm presuming you're also mailing it in at work. because you don't like it. And God, I got it right here. I got to read this all the time. I think it's chapter 16. No, that's not it. No. Your dreams are stupid. Stop majoring in stupid shit. You are not independent-minded, unique, or smart. You're a conformist. Yes, you have to pay. Oh, chapter 17. Your career is not the most important thing in life. Now, I'm not going to go and read through it again. I'm going to tell you this. I was 30 years old, 31, and I was paid $65,000 a year to be a credit analyst. And I'm smarter. I was easily the smartest person in the entire fucking building. And that's not a joke because they're fucking idiots. So it wasn't a high hurdle. So I was able to bang on my work in about 2 hours because I know how to use Excel. So it wasn't advanced stuff exactly either. So I had 6 hours a day of twiddling my thumbs. Hey, what else you got to do? Like, well, you could file and fax. And it dawned on me, it doesn't matter if I twiddle my thumbs or I'm filing or faxing. I'm not getting my 8 hours a day back. And you seem to be under this impression that it should be something rewarding or intellectually stimulating. No. It's very simple. I shall explain labor to you. Okay. I shall explain your career. You're a whore. Okay. And people are going to pay you money to do things you don't want to do. Everybody's a whore. Everybody's a John. You pay people to do things they don't want to do. You think the McDonald's guy really wants to make your Big Mac? You think I really want to sit here and answer your question? I mean, some jobs are better than others, no doubt about it. I mean, Mike Rowe goes through some pretty bad jobs, and certainly this is not anywhere near as hard as the poor kid who's, making Big Macs, right? But I'd rather be doing something else, and the kid making a Big Mac rather be doing. Mike Rowe probably rather be doing something else. You have to pay them to get them to do it. That makes you a John and them a whore. When you're the employee, it's reversed. You're the whore, your employer's the John. This is why I have no problem against prostitution, because everybody, it's like, you're paying a girl to do something she doesn't want to do. Oh, like everybody else? Like everywhere else in the world since time immemorial? And the sooner you realize that your job is not going to be fun, it's not supposed to be fun, and you let go of what you'd like, then you realize the only thing that ultimately matters is, did I get as much money possible for the hour of my life I had to sacrifice? And once you give up on expectations, jobs become a lot easier. What do you want me to do? Clean the tub? I mean, really, I could. And to be fair, when I was younger, I'm like, this isn't what I was hired to do. You said I'm an investment analyst. I'm not analyzing investments. I'm sending out faxes. I'm a secretary. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And now you have the unfortunate position of being 3 years after graduation. You have maybe a year over there at that company you worked at. And you're sending out jobs like, I want to get into metalsmithing or mechanical engineering. You're not a mechanical engineer. Your degree is in aerospace engineering. You're probably going to have to be, I don't know, I'm no smart guy here, probably in the airline industry somewhere, some capacity. And you're compensated fairly well at that other place. Receive some offers from other companies in that industry, but they generally want me to move to a liberal city, pay a flat salary, and work me 6 to 7 days at work. Then every time a project ends, either lay me off or move to another city. Oh, no. Oh, no, not traveling around the United States and visiting other places you might like. Oh, how inconvenient. Boy, it's almost like you got to get paid to do so. What would you like? Would you like just to work from a beach? $100,000 a year? That's the job you should have taken because it was the job offered to you. Now you're at a call center. The world was telling you something. You had a skill. You were in demand. You don't want to live in a liberal city? Oh, how precious, how fancy, how finicky of you. Where's the money, dumbass? Oh, you're in LA. How would you recommend that I find gainful employment that isn't soul crushing? You're not. You will take a job in an industry that pays well or at least gets you. You're not a call center. Some that is at least in engineering, at least a profession, not a call center job. in the shitty economy we have now. I would, and also I'm not an aerospace engineer. Any aerospace engineers, please comment below. I'm willing to consider other jobs or industries that are easier to get into, are more secure, pay better. Any advice would be appreciated. I said, so have you applied for jobs in Seattle with Boeing? Big, huge, multiple big plants, or other areas that have airplane manufacturers. Hi, Aaron, about video. I have applied to Boeing, but not in over a year. I've been trying to make my move to Phoenix stick. So you're going to stick in Phoenix, huh? I don't think there's one single airplane manufacturer in Phoenix. You are millennial. You really have deluded expectations about what you're going to get in the real world and what you're not entitled to, but you should be able to get. You got to move to where the job. I got all these guys. I majored in petroleum engineering. I think one guy said, he's like, I can't fight. He was in Canada. I said, well, did you go to Alberta? Did you go to Edmonton, Calgary? Did you get out there? No, I'm trying to find a job in Vancouver. Well, there's no fucking oil in Vancouver. Get off your lazy millennial ass. Start putting your resume out to where the airplane manufacturers are. And I don't give a damn where you want to live. Phoenix is nice, by the way. Maybe after you get some experience and you're 40 and you have 20% down payment on a house, 15, 20 years experience, and you're making $220,000 a year, you could actually afford a place in Phoenix. But that's not now. You go to where the jobs are. So knock it off with this. I'm just sending my resume in, what is it, the 89 something area code or zip code. You go to where the jobs are. The world is not going to come to you. I multiple times in this book, I say, you are 1 out of 7 billion people. Guess who's going to win? And I said, you're also trying to make the world work for you. And it's like, okay, but a human weighs whatever, 180 pounds, human man. And I looked it up on the internet. The earth weighs some astronomically exponential number with illion at the end of it, pounds. You think your little 160-pound ass is going to tell the Google trillion zillion pounds of earth what it's going to do? You are the earth's bitch. You are the world's bitch. You are the population's bitch. Do what they fucking want you to do. And that's how you get them to give them what they want, where they want. God, I don't even know if there's any aerospace industry in Phoenix. Also, after years of rejections, I kind of gave up. Oh, you gave up. So you didn't apply for where the jobs are. You were very finicky about moving places. And now you've given up. You wonder why there's no jobs. Yesterday, I read your book, Back to Pat Economics and Enjoy the Decline. You need to read this one. Go add this to your repertoire. And found out I've been living the minimalist, don't try until you're 35 life by necessity. Good thing I have no debt. So that's good. My truck motor just blew up on Sunday, though, so I'm in the market for more reliable transportation. Well, at that $15 an hour, I'm sure that'll be an easy, cost-free expense. Guys, okay. Not only do you move to where the jobs are, I think it's very beneficial to look, and I hate boomer bosses, guys. I understand. I hate them. I got you, man. And I'm probably going to hate Gen X bosses if I ever got to go work for a real job again. But regardless of whatever is wrong with the job, if you can get to this Zen level of state and not care what your duties are and just go do it, you may not get promoted. It may not be your fanciest, happiest job, but you're going to be a lot happier and a lot more at ease. You're not going to be pissed off. And you're going to be a better employee. He'll do anything. He'll clean toilets. Really? Well, let's get him something else. It's money. It was the same $32.50 an hour I made. I mean, I could have cleaned the toilets. I didn't care because I finally got past that. I felt like, the world is mismanaged as fuck. Boomers don't know shit, right? It's amazing any company makes a profit because most people are fucking morons. And there's no company, no employer, no boss out there in all of the United States has their shit together enough to make sure you got 8 hours of professional work to do that actually uses your skills. They maybe get 2. Maybe in STEM, they're up to 4. Maybe. But the rest of it, no. So get used to being a whore. What do you want me to do? How much? Not enough. $15 an hour, I presume that's probably not enough for you, especially if you're living in Phoenix. You want me to go travel out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico and Oklahoma and work on railroads in the heat? It pays $60 an hour? I'm signed up. And until you start understanding you're the world's whore, you're the world's bitch, and doing what it wants you to do instead of like, well, I don't know, you're going to continue making $15 an hour, which if you're a minimalist and you're okay with, that's fine. But you did get a degree in aerospace engineering. I presume you would want your brain to be a little bit more challenged. And sometimes life pulls you in ways that you weren't expecting. So you worked in an industry that wasn't aerospace, but they hired you, and then you had another job offer. You know, that's like me, like, I'm dance classes? Who the fuck is going to, all right, I'll try it. Holy shit, how much money did I make? Books? Who's going to hire me? Who's going to read my books? Holy shit. Had no idea. You have to listen to the world. No, the universe. Hear that, Peck? The universe is talking to us. Playa. All right. Noah Costa, $2. You catch the CIA vid where she had a mental illness? Yeah, no, that's the video before. I just did a video response before that. Someone paid me to do that. Yeah, here's that. Chad, just over, but right. Chad, did you really want to move to, what was it, Milwaukee or wherever it was when the IRS had you? Did you really want to go to cold Milwaukee? Was it St. Paul? I forgot what it was. Chad, do you like waking up every morning? Are you passionate about doing taxes every day? What was a 10 euro donation? Here we go. Mr. Creed for 10 euros again. Been educated to be a PC millennial, failed, forced myself to do something real. Got out of 3 years ago as a startup engineer. Hate it. Continued to work after that. 13 hours per day was worth it. Yeah. I mean, and then the other thing is, boy, I can't imagine what's call center. Boy, I'd rather fax. I don't want to be customer support. I'd rather clean toilets. Toilet doesn't talk back to you like I can clean it. It flushes. Alex Patino. I bet you, Alex, you gotta be shaking your head, man. If you went through the military, you truck drive, you're like, how are people listening? Another secret to truck driving: if you want money, then you have to drive long distance over the road, OTR. Unless you are delivering fuel or food to restaurants, you ain't making shit. But Alex, driving long distance is hard, and I don't want to drive more. I had a friend, of course, she wasn't a truck driver, lived in Phoenix. I'm like, oh yeah, come on up to Vegas. It's only a 4.5 hour drive from Phoenix to Vegas. It's like, oh, well, I don't know, we'll fly. I said, don't fly. I mean, by the time you go through the airport and security and then you fly, it's going to be fun. And then you got to rent a car. Like, just drive your car up. Trust me, it's just as fast, and you'll save money on a car rental. Car rentals are very expensive. Well, I really can't drive more than 2 hours. What? You can't drive more than 2 hours. I get a little nervous and afraid. Like, what? Like, dude, I hauled ass 26 hours straight once. I was not delivering fuel, just myself. 2 hours. You're just getting comfy by that time. Alex, hear me out on this, Alex. I've recommended this to Baldoni, but he didn't want to take me up on it. I don't know how much time you got. Boy, there's a market for a book on how to make money as a truck driver. And it wouldn't have to be thick. It'd just be like maybe essay length, like 5-6 key topics, whatever you think would be necessary. I don't think it would be more than 50 pages published, which you could, depending on your writing skill, you could probably bang that out in a week. And just, how to make 6 figures in truck driving. And maybe it won't be a New York Times bestseller, but a lot of people are looking for jobs. And all these truck drivers I know, like, oh, I'm going to be a self-employed. I'm going to go. And I saw them in banking too. And there's you and another guy who kind of got it. You got the formula down. And I bet you if you just bang this out real quick, that'd be a nice little side income for you. I'd help you with like the, how to upload it and Amazon and all that other stuff. We promote it out to the guys, but that might be something I want to consider. Noah Costa again for $2. It was funny. She threw that in like a cherry on top. Because it's their value. I'm disabled. I'm crippled. I'm this. I'm that. You didn't do anything. Like, you either actually have it, which you didn't earn, or you're faking it so you could get attention. In either case, it's not something you worked for. Like when I woke up this morning, I was all anxious. I didn't work at that. I'm like, I'm anxious. I have value. Hire me. It's like, maybe I should just have less coffee. We get them all. We got them all. All right, there you go. Questions, answers. Here. Buddy drives for Walmart, makes $100K, shits in a bucket, and hates his life. Well, there you go. That's life. Yes. 100,000. Dude, if you make $36,000, you're in the top 1% income earners in the world, not the United States, the world. You make 100,000? Yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice for that. But if you sacrifice now while you're young and you play and deploy your money in a wise housing purchase or a diversified portfolio or whatever, that means for all the pain and suffering you had when you were younger, spares you 3 to 4, maybe even 5 times the number of hours of pain and suffering in the future. You have to be working $15 an hour. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.